Welcome everyone to another Splatoon 2 video on the channel. So over the last couple of years, in various amounts of videos, I have talked about some of the missing and unused content for Splatoon 2. What I thought I would do in this video is round them all up into one single video. Now the chances of any of this content coming to the game at this point of time, where Nintendo did say that updates for Splatoon 2 has stopped in terms of adding in significant new content like new stages, new features. Unfortunately, at this stage of Splatoon 2's life cycle, that is out of the question. But this is all of the missing content or unused content for Splatoon 2 that is still not in the game in 2020. I don't think we will ever see it. Who knows, maybe all of this stuff will be saved for Splatoon 3. But let's just start off with back in June 2018 we had the Octo expansion DLC. We had the ability to unlock the Octolings for the multiplayer. We did get some hairstyles for the Octolings, but unfortunately we didn't get as many as what we could do or what we could choose from for the Inklings, and a lot of people want more Octoling hairstyles. Nintendo at one point, they were thinking about adding in more Octoling hairstyles than what we did get to choose from, just because Nintendo in the Octo expansion art book, they did show off unused Octoling hairstyles, which we still haven't got in the game at the moment. That would have been a really popular addition into the game. At this point in time, I kind of feel like they will use that as a selling point for Splatoon 3. Look, we've got more Octoling hairstyles, we've got more customization options for the Octolings in Splatoon 3. That is what I think they are doing at the moment. Or maybe they just decided that all of those hairstyles, they just didn't work with the gear in the game. Maybe some of the hairstyles would have clipped through all of the headwear, or maybe they just weren't a fan of it. But yeah, it's just a little bit of a shame that we still haven't got those Octoling hairstyles that they did show off in Octo expansion art book. Now in September 2018, Nintendo did introduce the paid online service to the Switch, meaning all Splatoon 2 players had to pay to carry on playing Splatoon 2 online. Unfortunately, we didn't really see too much of a benefit from that change. Nothing really has changed with the connection, with like the disconnections as well. Unfortunately, Nintendo are still using the peer-to-peer sort of method for matchmaking, where we pretty much connect to one another instead of connecting to a dedicated server. So that is still missing for Splatoon 2 in 2020. Nintendo haven't introduced any sort of dedicated servers for their online service despite us paying for it. Now, one benefit of the service overall is the cloud storage sort of option there, the cloud save option, so you could back up your Breath of the Wild saves to the cloud. But unfortunately we can't do that with Splatoon 2. Apparently it is down to sort of limiting hacking and limiting pretty much people rolling perfect gear, so you could pretty much, you know, go from one save to another, so you could roll your Super Sea Snails all of the time. You could keep going back to an older save with more Sea Snails until you do get the perfect gear. Unfortunately, we can't back up our thousands and thousands of hours into the game. I know a lot of people have been seriously affected by this issue. Their Switch has been stolen or it has broken for whatever reason. I don't think you can even transfer your Splatoon 2 save to another Switch. So say like if you did buy a Switch Lite, I'm not sure whether you can transfer your save to your new Switch. I could be wrong on that, but the lack of a cloud save option for Splatoon 2 has seriously affected a lot of people. I've seen it in my comment section on my Twitter, on the official Splatoon Reddit, or the fan-made Splatoon Reddit. A lot of people keep getting affected by this issue. They are losing all of their time into their files, and it is putting off a lot of people from returning to the game. They lose their save files and it just kills their motivation, and I can understand it completely. I would absolutely be demotivated to carry on if I did lose my save file. So the lack of a cloud save option for Splatoon 2 just isn't good enough in my opinion. What has made this situation worse is that on the Switch, the cloud save option is the only way to back up our saves. We can't back up our saves locally like what we could do on the Wii U or on the PS4 or Xbox One. You can back up your saves to an external hard drive, for example. Then say like if your system does break, you can then transfer your save from your external hard drive to your Switch. It is a little bit anti-consumer in my opinion, making us pay to back up our saves, and that is the only way we can back up our saves. If we did have the option to back up our saves locally, it just would have alleviated this problem to begin with. If say like Nintendo didn't want to have the option for the cloud saves sort of feature, at least we would have had an option there. But because we don't have the option to back up our saves locally, it just makes this situation so much worse. It really does. Now in 2019, with an update to the firmware, we did get the addition of an online invites option to the friend list page, where we can see all of our online invites we do get for supported software. Now at the moment, only one game on the Switch is supporting that feature. That is Divinity Original Sin, or Divinity Sin 2 I do believe it is called, something along those lines. But Nintendo's own first party software like Smash Brothers, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, I'm not sure whether Animal Crossing New Horizons will support that feature, but Splatoon 2, it doesn't support that online invite feature at the moment. That is just not good enough. I think an invite system is desperately needed for Splatoon 2, where say like if you are in private battles, you want to experience all of the Splatfest content again, you want to invite people on your friends list, but you can't do it at the moment. It is a little bit baffling how Nintendo did add in that feature, but they haven't supported it with their own software. It just doesn't make sense whatsoever. It is something which I have talked about in various amounts of videos after when we did get balance updates. To be honest with you, I don't think we will ever see a situation where we will get support for this feature where you can send an invite for people to join you in League Battle or the private battle game mode. I don't think we will ever see support for that for Splatoon 2. I don't think you will see a situation where those invites will pop up into that newly added option onto the friends list page. I don't think we will ever see that support for Splatoon 2, unfortunately. It just doesn't really make sense to me, but maybe it makes sense to Nintendo. Let them know your thoughts about that in the comment section below. The big controversial issue in the community over the last few years is the fact that the Japanese audience, they did get exclusive content in the form of gear. Now we did get the 7-11 gear, which was previously exclusive. We did get that in the final Splatfest sort of promotion we did get over in the West. But unfortunately, a lot of the gear that the Japanese did get during Splatoon 2's life cycle during the last few years is still exclusive to Japan only. I'm not sure why these gear are Japanese exclusive. I did talk about possible reasons in a video I did make around about this time last year. I will leave a link to it in the top right, but we still haven't got the Emperor gear, which was released quite early on in Splatoon 2's life, which did come with the Eminence Cuff, which did come with Ink Saber main. We still haven't got the Milky Eminence jacket, which did come with Run Speed Up. And finally, with the Emperor gear, there was the Milky Imperials, which did come with Swim Speed Up. Now, with the release of a new James Bond film coming up, No Time to Die, it would be the perfect sort of cross promotion if we did get the spy gear for Splatoon 2 over in the West, which did come with the Senyu goggles, which did come with ink resistance up, the Senyu suit, which did come with Ninja Squid, the Senyu Bonbonbina, which did come with Ink Saver sub, the Senyu Ink Souls, which did come with Stealth Jump, the Senyu Specs, which did come with Swim Speed Up. Finally, with the spy gear, there was the Senyu headphones, which did come with Ink Saber main. We also still haven't got the Kosho bandana or the Octo support hoodie or all of the gear, which did come with the Mecha gear set, which was a competition winner, I do believe, with the Koro Koro magazine. We still haven't got all of that gear, which is Japanese exclusive for the time being, and like what said at the start, I don't think we will ever get all of the remaining Japanese exclusive gear for the Western versions of the game, which is just really annoying. Finally, for this video, during the first 2 or 3 years of the game, Nintendo did add in a lot of stages that were originally in Splatoon 1, but Nintendo didn't add in all of the stages from the first game to the second game. There are still 7 stages exclusive to Splatoon 1 on the Wii U. Those stages are Salt Spray Rig, Urchin Underpass, which is a little bit surprising seeing as it did make an appearance in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Flounder Heights, Bluefin Depot, Hammerhead Bridge, Mahi Mahi Resort and Museum Alfonsino make up the rest of the stages that still haven't made their way into Splatoon 2. There are 7 stages there, and if you think if we got a stage a month since the final Splatfest, then we would have got the last stage this month in February. It just would have helped to keep Splatoon 2 feeling a little bit more alive at the moment. I would say that Splatoon 2 is a little bit stale at the moment with the lack of any new content. They could have helped to keep the game fresh for a little bit longer outside of balance updates. So there was the potential there for Nintendo to add in more content to Splatoon 2. I kind of feel like at this stage, all of those 7 stages will be added into Splatoon 3. I know some people do make the argument that maybe Nintendo did make stages like Skip Up Pavilion, which was similar in layout to Salt Spray Rig, as a replacement for those stages that are still exclusive to Splatoon 1. Maybe that is the case, but yeah, we could have got more stages for Splatoon 2. But yeah, that is going to be it with this video. This is going to be the final time I do talk about this topic and any of the content I did talk about in this video. I just wanted to round all of this stuff up to one final video. I don't see the need to talk about this again unless any of this content does get added into Splatoon 2. Like what said at the start, I don't think we will see any of this content for Splatoon 2. Maybe this stuff will be saved for Splatoon 3, only time will tell on that. But yeah, this is going to be the final time I do talk about this topic. I have talked about it various times over the last couple of years, and yeah, just wanted to touch upon this topic again for this year 2020. I don't see any need to talk about it again, but yeah, this is all of the content that is still missing in Splatoon 2 in 2020. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. Of course, if we do get any news about any of this content being added in to Splatoon 2, then I will make a video talking about that. But that's pretty much it for this video. I will see you in my next one soon, hopefully.